Hello, everyone. How's it going? Today we will learn about square roots. A square root of a number x is a number r such that r squared equal x. Or in other words, a number r whose square is x. So for example, r is a 10. And 10 squared equal, let's say x is equal 100, right? So therefore, we want to find the result and multiply the number by itself. So if we want to find square root of 100, and we want to find out one number times each other. So actually, we can make it as 10 times 10, right? So therefore, it's 10 square root of 10 square. So therefore, we can find out the r actually is 10, okay? So this is a square roots, and then I will give you the next slide and show you the meaning there. So here is a 3 by 3, right? 3 by 3. So 3 by 3, 3 by 3, which is a 3 square, and then which is equal 9. 9. So 9, we will say 9 unit square. Why we say unit square, right? Because we are counting how many little square there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have a 9, one by one. This is one by one, right? One by one. So this one by one. And how many one by one are there? We have a 9. So that's why we take a 3 by 3, we have a 9, okay? Now 1 square, which is 1 times 1, which is equal 1. 2 square, which is 2 times 2, which is equal 4. 3 square, which is 3 times 3, which is equal 9, right? 4 square, 4 times 4, which is equal 16. 5 square, 5 times 5, 25. 6 square, which is 6 times 6, which is equal 36, right? So we find a square. And what about square root? Square root kind of backward finding out what the number is, okay? All right. Find the square root of each number. All right, so now we are doing, backward. So 81, all right? We're finding our square root. So square root 81, all right? What's the square root mean? That means we have 81 little, square here inside. And we want to find what number times each other, right? Can make it as 81, right? So therefore, we find out this is 9 times 9. So therefore, square root 9 times 9, square root 9 square. Oh, we find out 9. So therefore, see, we find out 9 times 9, right? And we can make it as 81 unit square, right? So the square root is kind of we will do say the square and the square root kind of backward, okay? Now what about 64? 64 means we have area, we have 64 unit square like this, and we want to find a square root for this 64, square root for 64, and then we want to find it out. So that would be square root 8 square, right? So therefore will be 8, right? Does it make sense to you? All right. Now about 1. Okay, now 1 is like this, just only 1, right? So that would be 1, right? That's the 1 question mark times itself. So 1 times 1, which is equal 1. So times itself, that would be 1, right? Now what about 0? 0, that means nothing, right? So nothing times nothing. We have a nothing times nothing. So 0 there. 0 times 0, so therefore it's 0, right? And we talked about this one before, 100, right? So you can think about the meaning here, it'd be 100 there, square root 100, which is equal 10 times 10, which is 10 square root 10 square, which is equal 10, right? Square root of 144, square root of 144. All right, again, you think about a square here, and then for 144, a little 1 by 1 square there. So therefore, square root of 12 times 12, which is equal square root of 12 square, which is equal to 12. Okay. Now, what about 9? 9 actually is square root of 9, which is square root of 3 square. So therefore, is equals 3. How about square root of 225? Again, you can think about a square here. We have 225, and how many, what's number times each other? And you can find would be 15 times each other, would be, can make it as 225. All right, so the next, simplify square root terms, right? Square root 144. So actually square root of 12 times square root 12. So actually square root 12 square, the answer will be 12, right? Simplify square root of 75. All right, so now here, this problem, square root of 75, I cannot find, we wanted to do the simplify, right? I want to do the simplify, so I will break it down since 75 is 25 times 3, right? Now here, 25 actually is a 5 square, and times 3, right? So square root of 5 square times 3. So we this one carry with what? Carry with a square. So therefore, we can change this. Actually, this is a 5 square root of 5 square times square root of 3, right? So therefore, this one can cancel out 5 root 3, right? That would be the answer. Next problem, 72, square root of 72. Now this time 72, right? I want to simplify this. So square root of 72. 72 actually is one number. We can find out one number, times one number. We can find out, 36 times 2, right? Now, if you don't know how to do this, you can still do, like a privatization method, 72 divided by 2, which is 36. And then 36, I know is 6 and 6, right? So therefore, because I need to know one number times each other, then I can simplify, right? So therefore, 36 is 6 square times 2, right? Now, why I need to find this? Because I find out any square, then I can simplify this, right? So therefore, I can find out here square root of 6 square times the square root of 2, and then this is a 6. Cancel this out, because this is a square root and a square, right? So cancel this out. So therefore, we take 6 times square root of 2. So that will be the answer when we simplify. Can we do anything for here? No. Square root of 2 is, the simplest form, okay? Now, square root of 4,500, all right? So what about this one? Here, square root of 4,500, 4,500, so this one catches my eye. So I can think 45 times 100, right? And then 100, you can change 100 as what? You can change 100 as a 10 times 10, right? So therefore, we can, how about 45? 45 is 9 and 5, right? So 5 times 9 times 100, right? So we can make this 9 and 100 is a square, right? So 5 times 3 square and times 10 square, right? So now we can have 3 and 10, right? Cancel this out. So therefore, actually is times 3 square root 3 square, square root 10 square. Oh, therefore 3 and 10, right? Now 3 and 10 can cancel this out, cancel this out, cancel this out, cancel this out, cancel out the square root. So we have a 3 and 10. 3 times 10, how many? 30. So 30 times the square root of 5. That will be the answer, okay? Now what about square root of 16 times x to the 4th? 16. Now 16 I know is a 4 times 4. So be 4 square, right? Now what about x to the 4th? X to the 4 actually is x squared times x squared, right? So therefore x squared times x squared and then times x squared. And then that's why we make s to the 4. So square root of 2 times, because this is 1 and 2, right? 1 and 2. So square root of 2, x squared, and then because x squared times x squared, so therefore, how many of them? Oh, two of them. So that's why we put on the square, right? There's 1 and 2, right? So now we have 2 there, we have 2 there with square there. So therefore, we can cancel this out. We make it as a 4 times x squared. So 4 times x squared. That would be the answer, all right? Next problem, simplify square root of 12a to the 4. Again, 12. What number you can think about? Can you think about 4 and times 3? Yes. How about a to the 4? Can you think about a squared times a squared? Yes or no? Right? Now here, I can find it out. 4 actually is 2 squared times 3 times a squared times a squared, right? So which one I can cancel? This one, this one, this one. Is that right? Because they carry with the square. They carry the square. So 2, yes. A, yes. A, yes. And then which one I cannot cancel? Only square root 3. So square root 3 stay there, right? So 2 times a times a times a, which is a squared. So that will be the answer, right? That will be the answer for this problem, okay? Next, 18, I'm subtracting. 18 is subtracting. Simplify 2 square root of 3 plus 3 square root of 3. All right. So now you have a same term, right? So we combine? Yes. Yeah, we combine. So 2 and 3. So 5 square root of 3. Okay. What about next problem? Square root of 3 plus 4 square root of 3. Can we combine? Yes, combine 4 and 1, which is 5 square root of 3. The next, square root of 9, which is square root of 3 square, right? And then square root of 25, square root of 5 square, right? we can change this into 5 squared, right? So now, can we cancel this out? Yes, 3 square root cancel out. And then 5, we can cancel this out. 3 plus 5, how many? Which is equal 8, right? Next, subtraction. Can we subtract? Yes, because they have same square carry with square root of 4, right? So 3 minus 2, how many? Which is equal 1, right? So we'll have a square root of 1 left over square root of 4. Now, square root of 4, which is what? Which is equal 2, right? Next problem. We have a 4 square root of 9 minus 2 square root of 9. All right, minus, that would be 2 square root of 9. Now we still know square root of 9, which is equal how many? Which is equal 3. So 3 times 2, which is equal 6. Okay. Very easy, right? Next, multiplying square roots. Multiplying square roots. Now here, I'm gonna go back here. Here's a concept, you should know. If we have the same like a square root of 3, we can combine, right? Now what about if I have a 2 square root of 2 plus 3 square root of 3? Can we combine? No, because they don't have same term can combine. And only this one we can combine, right? Okay. Gotta be careful about this concept, okay? And next, multiplying square roots, all right? Multiplying this, so therefore, square root of 2 times square root of 3, which is square root of 2 times 3, which is square root of 6. Simplest form, yes, simplest form. Next, square root of 3 times square root of 5, which is square root of 3 times 5, which is square root of 15. Simplest form, yes. Can we simplify this? No, nothing. So answer is square root of 15. Now what about this one? Square root of 2 times square root of 8, which is square root of 2 times square root of 8, square root of 16, which is a what? 4 square, right? Square root of 4 square. So answer will be 4. Next. Square root of 3 times square root of 6, which is square root of 18, right? Now 18, can we simplify this? Yes, we still can simplify this because 18 is equal 9 times what? 9 times 2. So 9 actually is what? We can change this is 3 squared times 2, right? And we still can cancel, we still can cancel the square root for this. So we have, square root of 3 squared times square root of 2, like this. So we cancel this? Yes. We cancel this, we cancel this. So therefore, 3 square root of 2. Next, square root of 2x times square root of 3x. Now here, square root of 2x times 3x, which is equal 3 times 2, 6. X times x, x squared. Oh, yeah, we carry with a square, right? So we can cancel. So now we can cancel this. We change this into x, and then square root of 6, Steve. All right. Next problem. Square root of 3x times square root of 5x squared. Right? So now, in this problem, times together, 3 times 5, 15, right? So we have a 15 times x. I'm going to leave it as x squared because I can cancel this out, right? Right? I can cancel the square root, right? So therefore, I change this in square root of 15x times square root of x squared, and this actually is what? This actually is x times square root of 15x. That will be the answer. And next, square root of 2 times 3 plus square root of 3. Now here, we want to do the distribute property. Remember that distribute property like this, right? So therefore, square root of 2 times 3, 3 square root of 2. Square root of 2 times the square root of 3, which is square root of 2 times square root of 3. And square root of 2 plus square root of 2 plus times square root of 3, square root of 6. Final answer? Yes, final answer. Because this is simplest form, we cannot do anything to simplify. That will be the final answer, okay? Next, dividing by square root. Square root of a divided by square root of 2. Square root of a, so therefore, we're going to change this as square root of 8 over 2. 8 over 2, which is equal 4. Square root of 4. Square root of 4 actually is 2, right? Now, what about this problem? Next problem, simplify this. Square root of 3 over 25. So can we change this as square root of 3 over square root of 25. Now square root of 3, I know square root of 25 is a 5, right? So that would be the final answer, right? Okay. All right, so, oh, hold on a second. We have another method for square root of a over square root of 2. We'll have another method, right? Right, I think so. I just did the first method is this, right? Can we do another method? Yes, we can do another method. We can do another method for this. Square root of 2 times square root of 8 divided by square root of 8, 2, right? Square root of 8 divided by square root of 2, right? Let's do another method for this. Every time you look, a denominator, and you carry with the square roots like this. We don't do this, okay? So normally we can just times, a number itself, okay? So if I can change this square root 8, square root 2, because I think this is, square root 2 is we can change this will be whole number. So therefore, I times the square root of 2. So once I times square root of 2 for this, I need to times square root of 2 for both, right? Make it equivalent. So now here's another way. 8 times 2, 16. 2 times 2, which is square root of 2 squared. Now square root of 16 and then over 2. And then square root of 16 actually is 4 over 2, which 4 divided by 2, which is equal to 2, right? Yes, we still get the same answer, right? All right, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have any questions about square root, please send me an email and I will help you. Thank you. Have a good day.